I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy. Day we hustle, but the night we OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Jazzy C After Dark. I am your girl, your host, Jazzy C. Now, before we get started, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that button at the bottom of the screen because you do not want to miss an episode. For those of you who have been liking, sharing, subscribing, Jazzy C After Dark, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscriptions. It's free. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 200 by the end of the year subscriptions. So tell your friends, tell your family, Jazzy C After Dark, right? New blogger on YouTube coming through. Okay, so this episode will be an episode of hot topics, right? So I felt kind of off about doing this hot topics only because it's about essay. And if we have to watch our verbiage, our language here on YouTube. So if you don't know what the acronym for essay is, please Google it, Urban Dictionary. All right. So if you haven't heard, Shaun T, y'all know who Shaun T is, the hip hop app. He be. Did he do the P90X too? I don't. Did he do that too? No, I don't think that he did that. But he was like the celebrity app dude. He was like the real one. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Light skinned dude, cutie. Got the little beard, salt and pepper. Y'all know. Him, right? So he has recently, well, actually, it's coming back in the news that because he had wrote a memoir. According to, let me pull up my sources. Y'all know I like to read sources. People magazine last year they did an article on him and which he had talked about in his memoirs about how he was molested at SA how he was SA as a child from the ages of 8 to 12. And he kind of, as most many victims, they blame themselves. But he got through it. He worked out his issues. In his memoirs, y'all can read the book. And T is for transformation. That's what the book is called. He revealed this, but he was on his TikTok and a couple of days ago, and he was just talking about it again. So it's starting to resurface in the news, or in the news, social media, right? About how male victims, there are more male victims of SA than many people like to talk about, that we like to discuss. In my little research, I kind of Google the male celebrities who have come forward as victims of SA. Common, he talked about it in his book. In which he was on a movie set and he was talking about how it just came out of nowhere and he had suppressed it. Common, right? Um, let's see. Tyler Perry had talked about how when he was a child he was abused himself. So there are, as I look, did my research, and I found out there are many more male victims than we like to talk about, that we like to discuss about. We always like to talk about the women and the girls of SA, but we never really talk about the male victims of SA. And I think that's something that needs to be talked about and discussed more. It's already hard, right? As the former victim myself, it's already hard to talk about it. So when you're a male on top of that, and then you getting abused by another male that is a close family member of yours, it's probably it's got to be worse. So my heart goes out to Shaun. and any victim of SA. And the only thing that we can do is work through it and continue to do the best and pray for your, recovery in that, because it's a lifelong thing. And the reason that I chose this story is because I felt like that's a two-sided, right? We all know R. Kelly's, what he tell the public, his story about how he was SA when he was a child. And, that's probably a reflection of what he, we can't say allegedly, right? And I really didn't want to talk about this. Uh, as you can see, I haven't done no stories, no hot topics on R. Kelly, because right is right and wrong is wrong. And you going black people, anybody, but especially black people in general, you have your opinions and I have mine. And like I said, as a I choose not to. And this story is a perfect example of how you can be, so to speak, I'm using analogies here, how you can be dealt the same chips, so to speak, in that fashion, in that function. Maybe, it might not have been the same flavor, but they was both, you know, uh, corn chips, so to speak. They might not have both been Doritos, but they was both corn chips nonetheless. Let's say that, right? In the analogy world. Look what Shanti did. Look what R. Kelly did. I'm just saying there's two ways that you could go about that. And Shanti chose to get therapy and not lash out on his things that he was going through inside, put his trauma, put other victims through his trauma. Yeah, people might say, la la la, these girls or whatever might not be victims. Everybody got their opinions and the fine, whatever. I'm just saying, there's two sides to that, right? And as an adult, who was the adult? The adult, yeah, the adult of the situation should have been the one to been the adult and say, I'm gonna be the adult and say no. I'm gonna be the responsible one and say no. But like I said, not everybody feels that way. I'm gonna give y'all an example. Pull up a quick stat here. According to, let's see, according to, what is that, TMZ, R. Kelly sales soar 500% after guilty verdict. And it's to be expected. People are curious. Some folks don't know who he is, and they want to know more. So it's to be assumed, but then it's also to be assumed that some people are doing it in defiance. I don't know, but it just says that we all know that recently, if you have been following his story, that YouTube dropped two of his platforms, citing that I guess what, because of what he's been convicted of goes against their policy. So it says that Spotify and Apple Music still holds his music, and it was, let's see, between September 27th and October 3rd, the week following Kelly's conviction, his on-demand audio streams were up 22%, while his video streams were up 23% compared to the previous 7 days. So I guess Some people gonna support it, some people not. I mean, you that's not where I'm here to talk about. I'm just here to talk about what side of the aisle. See, Shaun T is not creating victims and not in jail. He's promoting himself. He done wrote a book. He's still doing, his hip hop app things, looking good, living his life. Uh, on TikTok, R. Kelly is in jail. So, and that was my point of they was dealt the same chips. One chose to create more victims. One chose to get therapy. So I'm gonna be an advocate of the therapy. Get therapy. Get the help that you need. Please don't create victims if that's what he get charged for is a victim. Don't do that. Get therapy. Go get the therapy. Black men, black women, whoever. If you need the therapy, go get the therapy so you don't put that trauma on nobody else. Because regardless of what, that's still trauma going through that. I'm sure all of that media and all of that attention and people bashing you, bashing your family and all of that. You probably got people stalking outside of your house and whatnot. I don't know. It just has to be some sort, even if they was getting paid for it. You would have to assume that they didn't think that this was going to happen. No one ever does until I don't know. That's just my opinion. This is hot topics. What you think? Tell me what y'all know. What y'all think? Tell me. Let me know. Put it down in the comments. Do you think that the question that I'm gonna throw out there is they was dealt the same chips, right? So they was dealt the same chips. Do you think that therapy or creating an ongoing stream of trauma is the way to go? Which way was the best way to go when you have childhood trauma? Is to get therapy or create more drama for other people that's lifelong? Which one is the best way to go? Y'all tell me. Put it down in the comments below. That's the question. Now, we can't do everything else. The question is, which is the best way to go? Is to get therapy or create more trauma? Which one is the best way to go? You let me know. Put it in the comments. While you're there, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that button at the bottom of the screen there. Leave some kisses in my comments or let me know what you think.
I'm a OG boy. Know that the ride or die.